Hey, Jims. Listen, I ain't all the way back, but I'm back. I can post and I can still get some likes, okay? Um, I came on the other day and I let y'all know that my page had got a strike on it. I didn't know not speaking to people would enrage them where they feel like they gotta take me out and tell people I got a target on their back. I ain't got no target on nobody's back. I think, when things are going good for you, something bad got to mess it up. So, y'all know last month I had told y'all that my mother was very, very sick, and I had been going over there every morning. And then I ran into issues with my son that I had to, you know, take time and put a cap on that. Well, day before yesterday, at night, my mother passed, and it's been 2 days now. But thank God, everything. Um, we had everything together. Um, where she's gonna be buried is paid. What she was gonna wear, that was a little fight between my mom's sister and us kids, what we thought that she should wear. Ultimately, it's up to my younger brother because he said this is what she wants and this is what I agree. But we're not fighting over stuff like that. I just want y'all to know that life is short and a lot of real important things are happening right now in our lives. Hey, Gail. Hey, Queen Baltimore. Hey, Dion says whatever. Hey, Tiffany. It's a lot going on in our lives. And when somebody just have time to mess with you now, I'm telling you that I went on to Empress page and it was time for us YouTube content creators to really come together. Now, everybody got, little fires to put out. If y'all watched it, it was the Gossip Girls, it was Empress, it was Tay, it was Camarel, and she's going to do a second one so content creators can come together. Thank y'all for all the condolences. We were prepared for this. We were ready. When someone tells you they're tired, it's like the last week she didn't even speak anymore. She wasn't eating anymore. And so I knew it was coming and I prepared and I sat there um, weeks ago and had to talk with her on what she desired and what does she want for us moving forward because she, when you get older, you move on from your siblings and sometimes y'all don't get together. Nisi family gets together for a game night. My family brothers are spread it all over the place. So when we need to start getting together more. We Today I had to get some things for the insurance company, and I had found a couple of just different family members passing on, and I found a couple of obituaries. And I was thinking this morning at 5:30, are we ready? Are we ready to go with the Lord? And then, or did we leave our children ready? And so, um, yesterday I had went to the DMV to get my new driver's license because you gotta by May 7th, everybody gotta have the new driver's license with the star. And they told me that I had to come in with my divorce decree from my last husband and my marriage license. And so I've been going through all my files and I can't find me and my husband's marriage license. Now, this to me is should have been with my important papers in case anything happened to me and my husband. My kids can boom go right to it and it be right there. I pulled a lot of stuff out of my cabinets. I cleaned out my cabinets. We have to really get our lives in order. Like your kids should know where your passport is, social birth certificates, and stuff like that. It's important that we get our stuff together. And I want to let y'all know that I'm coming back to talk about older Americans are under siege for scammers. It is true. A lot of people in 2024, elderly people got scammed. And we need to do something to protect us, because even though my bank card has that little chip, people still can scam off of that bank card. So now me and my husband are locking our card after every transaction, which messes us up, because if we had anything coming out and it didn't come out that day, 2 days later when it tries to come out, my card is locked. Navy Federal contacts me, but some people are bouncing it. Um, Even though you're trying to protect yourself. So me and my husband are sitting down and we are going over like all of our insurance policies. We're going over all our everything we got in the stock market, everything that we have everywhere. Everybody needs to find a day, sip on a drink, and get your paperwork in order, because with me helping other people get their paperwork in order, I learned that my paperwork wasn't in order the way it's supposed to be. Like, I got these right here where I had to find, our last will and testament. Um and periodically you want to go in and amend some things. Like in my will and testament, I have a different car. It's a Cadillac, but it has a different VIN number. In my will, it lists the VIN number, what they're to do with it. My home, it lists who gets this one, who gets the one in Florida. We need to really. Oh yes, yes, Kim. I'm reading. You should start your real ID online. There are documents that can be used. Yes. All your papers, your name need to match on the documents. Now that was an issue for me. On my last will and testament, I got Marcella Booth Davis, right? Now, on my insurance policy, I don't have Marcella Booth Davis. I just have Marcella Booth. And I don't want that to be a problem for my kids. So me and my husband, the insurance person is coming over here. All this came about because my mom died, and I thought that I had everything together, and I didn't. I didn't. And it was just, she wants to hold our family together, start meeting up where cousins are meeting cousins. Y'all cook together. Of course, I will be bringing the paper plates and the canned sodas, because none of my brothers, none of them will eat my cooking at all. Yes, ma'am. I've been helping families and friends make sure their affairs are in order. Yes, you work for Vital Statistics at the funeral home with my father. That is so excellent. We got to get this together. We can get up here, shout, and talk about Real Housewives and stuff like that. But it took me today, a person who helps other people get their papers in order. Mine's wasn't. I found one piece of paper over here, one piece of paper in the cabinet, and it was too much that I had to discard to shred, right? So we got a big smoker grill out there, and I have been burning paperwork, I would say, since 7 this morning. I've been burning up piles and piles of paperwork that I don't need, because it has 2013 date on it. It wasn't like my tax returns. I need to, I'm really old fashioned, because my daughter told me, Mom, with all the tax returns, you need to put it on the computer. And, but then I'm thinking if the computer go out, I have a safe. I have a safe. Um, if the computer goes out, then what happens? Then I lose everything. So I'm a person who likes to keep the paper. But I am really like working on my paperwork. When I say my desk is piled up right now, my desk is piled up, and I'm going to be doing this for Hey University with Marie, Letitia Adams, making a headache. I saw you. uh Kim said it took me a minute to get my dad's info correct. My dad's birth certificate shows a middle initial, and all his documents shows his middle name, not his initials. Yes. And I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to tell y'all what y'all got to make sure that y'all insurance papers match your other papers. Now y'all know that our friend is trying to stop women from voting, that if you don't have your last name at your birth, you can't vote. Now, I don't know how that's going to work out. It's a lot of moving circles going on around here that I can't even keep up with the news. I can't keep up what is going on, but I know that we have had important agencies shut down. My daughter is a GS 13. Um, my daughter's a GS 13. She told me that all their jobs are still on the chopping block. Just 1 second. I have an emergency, but I want to make sure that I hit these points. I told him to give me 20 minutes. Um and like I said, I have a major business and I don't talk about it up here, but um I I realize that if something happens, I have not even put a beneficiary on that business, and I try to pay my taxes on that business ahead of time, and I found my taxes every 3 months. I do mine in a quarter, and I want to make sure that when something happens to me, that my paperwork is taken care of. And there go my sticky butt right there. That's Nisi. But let me read this. Once you get the real ID info, has to change that info, or you will need to correct all documents that don't even want to acknowledge him as senior. It's a lot to resolve and change. It is. My husband's son has the same name, and what problem we have ran into in the last year, that if the police came here looking for the son, and my husband said I'm Timothy Davis, and then I said, well, you can't be looking for my Timothy Davis. We had to put a lot of things a senior on his stuff, and we do, because on his insurance, it does not have senior. It doesn't have senior, and we are going to have to do that. And I want to come back, but I do have an emergency with my mom and stuff. Um uh I want to come back, and I want we need to get it together, and we can do it together. That we need to get our paperwork in order. I got so much to tell y'all. I just gotta run and do something. Like I said, my mom died, so I am the one that's trying to do everything. Everything, like the funeral part, is all paid for. Everything's taken care of. When she passed away, because she was in hospice, um, they came and got her body like 2 hours later. They took it straight to the funeral home because, like I said, we had everything done. Um, Believe me, when my mom started getting sick, I closed down her credit cards. I closed everything because they told me that she wasn't going to make it. And so I began to close down her credit cards. And because I do have a good friend. When her mother died, her brother began to use her mother's credit, applying for credit cards in their deceased mother's name. And I'm not saying that my brothers would do that, but you never know. You never know. Um, Almost every woman who gets married takes on her husband's last name. Stupid. I always retain my maiden name through 2 marriages. Right. I did not take on my husband's last name legally. I just start putting things in Marcella Booth Davis on my own. Legally means your social security changes. Okay. I never changed my social security. Why? Because my businesses are my taxes, my business. And then meaning that my husband do receive social security and disability, I didn't want them to get our money mixed up, because with social security, you could make you only can make a certain amount of money. So all my businesses are in my name now. If we went on vacation, I use Booth Davis, like my passport, Booth Davis, without even having to give any proof. All my credit cards are in Booth. I never changed it over to Booth Davis. Like I said, I've been divorced twice. Um, and my second divorce, my husband wanted so much from me, $500,000, that he wanted me to pay him out of a settlement for our divorce, because I filed for divorce. He said his lifestyle was going to change, all this kind of crap, honestly. And he didn't get anything, because what I did, that $500,000 was in a trust, and I had not circulated any of that money into our marriage, which he couldn't get. And so I ended up getting 3,900 in spousal support plus my child support. And when I married Tim, I had to inform the military that I remarried, and that's when my spousal support stopped. Um, Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like I said, I prepared for this mentally with her passing, but it's always something like, I still got brothers that got to land into town. I was telling University Marie that I still got brothers that got to get here. And some of them, it's money for them getting here. And I promise you, I don't want to pay, at all. And if their whole family can't come, then I just think they can't come. That's the problem. It's like people want to come here and they don't have airline tickets when they knew what I knew about the sickness. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's just so crazy. And it's all about who gonna get this, who gonna buy that, who gonna do this, who gonna do that. And we're not even gonna have a repass at all, because I promise you, one of my brother is burying her father right now, at the funeral home. And so that's her coming out of that to her mother-in-law. Um, and it's a lot. And we got to have the hospice people pick up the beds, get the house back in order. It's just a lot. Miss Gigi said, "Oh my Marcella, same thing with my divorce. He wanted alimony to maintain his lifestyle like hell. I'm going to pay him, and I did not. Yep. The judge ruled that I did not have to pay my ex-husband. And like I said, the $500,000 that I had just sat in a trust because I didn't have all the money out. And there were some things that I took some of the money in for me, trust, because I was thinking about, I got $2 million. And when I get old, I didn't want people to go through that money. So what I did was bought me a nice home and nice cars, and put stuff in a trust for my children. And what I did when they had children, I went back in and changed the trust and put some of their money I have already given them into a trust for my grandchild. And I did that exactly with my grandson. I got my grandson an insurance policy. I pay it, but I made his parents the beneficiaries. It is very important. White people say we die with bills, that black people die with bills. They don't die with wills. Um, I'm gonna die with a will and bill, and then I can tell y'all from this not being my first family's funeral that at a funeral time people fight, and I'm not going to fight with nobody. I'm not going to pay anything when I did my share of paying of I think I did my share of paying, and so I am not, but it's just like it's every funeral. I don't know if y'all put a one in the chat if there's been a funeral in your family and then it sows discord. And it does sometimes. It sows discord. And I got to deal with it. So y'all, I promise you I will be back. Give me an hour and a half. I'm going to come back. I have to take care of this. This is pressing. Um, I'd be glad when don't look at me wrong, but I'd be glad when this is all over and then we can rest. And then at the time where I could go visit and just give flowers every month, that's what I want it to be for me. I all the she ain't gonna make it and she's doing okay. She's not doing okay because she is the one who cooked for me when I worked and had my kids and helped me take care of my kids. And she was my kid's only babysitter. And you know what I'm saying? So until I moved overseas. So it's a lot. So when I see her that way, uh, in that bed and she couldn't get up, I was like, oh my God, it's real. And I think that I cried all that I can cry. But it's gonna be a mess. I can already tell you from the talks already, like who's gonna get the flowers. Well, please get when you pay for a funeral, please when you're paying the funeral home, pay for the flowers all up front. Even if you get two, when I tell you that a funeral is so expensive, you would not believe. My family fought in the church during the funeral. Yes, I have had a family member. The siblings fought when my uncle passed away and pushed one of them in the grave site about land. It was about land, and it can get crazy. I told her, don't fight with the family. Do what your heart and purse strings tell you. My purse strings are closed because I think I have done enough. Thank you so much, Miss Gigi. Tanya's dropping everybody's thing, but I will be back in an hour and a half. Um, my girl Nisi, she is always there for me. Nisi got on that when I got that little strike thing. Nisi worked on it, y'all, and we're gonna be okay with that. I tell you, when I called Nisi, Nisi said, I'm in the shower. I said, because I wanted her to get on it right then and there, but Nisi fixed it. Yeah, it's hard being the only daughter. I am the only girl. Um, hold on. They keep y'all, they keep calling me. So I promise you I'll be back in an hour and a half. Y'all, please come back. Hit the like button for this right here. Yes, death do bring out the worst in people. And I'm just looking because I'm just shocked that we never would argue around her. Period. If we had a disagreement, we took it outside. Hey, Michelle, we took it outside. Have your head by yourself. Be safe. Yeah. And when stuff rack my nerve now, I just walk away. I'm Me and Tim is going on a mini vacation. The 11th, we're gonna go on a mini vacation. I can't even wait to like get there. And it's something I need because with me and my family, I am the one who carries the load. And Y'all, the load gets heavy sometimes. It really gets heavy. And so I really want to, it's just on my heart. I really need for us to get our paperwork in order. And we can do it together because I might can tell you something to do and y'all can tell each other something to do. Um, but right now I got to get to this pressing thing. And I don't know if Nisi's gonna stay up here and talk to you, but I promise you I'll be back in an hour and a half. I'll put up another live. Um, and I've done a lot. I'm gonna put up another live, y'all, because I want to introduce y'all to, I want to open YouTube up to, we need to get introduced to some good content creators like Mildred and Making Your Headache and, Universal Tea with Marie and just support each other. And really, I'm going to tell you the truth. Um, Y'all know how I used to be on these YouTube streets. Sometimes I just let it go now. I just will walk away from it because these are people I really don't know. And so I'm not going to let anybody disturb my peace when I need it because people think I don't have a real life. And I really, really do. With a lot of brothers, nieces, and nephews, y'all, and they're grown now. And I'm so glad they're all grown. Um, Yes, baby. Listen to Mildred's book. That's going to be coming up. Mildred also introduced fragrances. I mean, so many talented people up here for us to just stay stuck. And, you got to be able to leave with a smile. But y'all, I got to get ready to go. I promise you I'll be back. I love each and every last one of y'all. Niecy said she couldn't go up there. Yeah, look, y'all have a drink for me. Have a drink for me, y'all. Don't play. So let me get up out of here. Bye. Bye.